Hey, Slater Crusaders. So we may be getting a little bit in front of our skis here on this one, but I don't know, maybe not. I didn't think a vaccine would ever be made, right? That's been my thought for a while now. But as we talked with Professor Racaniello on Monday, he said there's 70 vaccines in development. 8 of them are in human trial right now. 8. Nothing like that's ever been done before. It's Operation Warp Speed, as the president called it. Nothing like this has ever been done. So I don't know, maybe one of those will make it across the finish line, a couple of them to varying degrees of efficacy, I guess. I don't know. Again, Professor Racaniello seems pretty confident that one of these vaccines will come around next year. So it's one thing to make one. So it's one thing to invent one, and then it's another thing to be able to mass produce one. That's another huge question. But then the final question is, are people going to take it? And I don't think so. I mean, what do I know, right? It's a guess. But I think 30% of people will take it voluntarily. I mean, you may feel totally differently. You may think most people will. I think you get like 30%. Or maybe some will be forced to, like, because you work in a hospital or you're a police officer or something like that. So I think that's where you get to 30%. And then, so you get 30% take the vaccine, you get 30% by that time, maybe we'll have natural immunity at that point, just because they got the disease and got better, got the virus, got better. So you're at like 60% of people who are immune, vaccine plus immunity. So we need like 70 or 80%. So how do you get that last 10 or 20% of people to take the vaccine who don't want to get the vaccine? So here's the rub, or here's the question. Can the government force you to get a vaccine? Can the government force you to get a vaccine? And the answer is yes. This is Alan Dershowitz on that question.
Let me put it very clearly. You have no constitutional right to endanger the public and spread a disease, even if you disagree. You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you? No right not to be vaccinated, meaning if they decide you have to be vaccinated, we have to be vaccinated?
Absolutely. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power to literally take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle into your arm. If the vaccination
Where is that in the Constitution?
If the vaccination is designed to prevent the spreading disease. If the vaccination is only to prevent a disease that you will get, for example, if there's a disease that will kill you, you have the right to refuse that, but you have no right to refuse to be vaccinated against a contagious disease. Public health, the police power of the Constitution, gives the state the power to compel that, and there are cases in the United States Supreme Court.
Wow. So a quick disclaimer, I'm sure Dershowitz is, we're not saying this should be the reality, or shouldn't, just a statement of fact based on the Supreme Court cases that we're going to go over on here in a second. That is the reality of the situation. Remember in the very beginning, this is like early March, we had a legal expert on to talk about your rights of quarantine. And can the government rip you from your house and force you to go into quarantine? And the answer is yes, and you have no legal recourse whatsoever. Very similar here. You have no legal recourse whatsoever. The government can do that. Now, there's an interesting nuance here that Dershowitz mentions at the end. The state, they cannot force you to get a vaccine from a disease that doesn't spread to other people. But they can force you if that disease spreads to someone else. So let's say there was a vaccine against, I don't know, like lung cancer. They came up with some vaccine that fights lung cancer. The states can't force you to get that one because you can't spread lung cancer to other people. But if it's a disease like COVID that does spread, then the government can. So it's an interesting nuance there that I think is worthy. Slater Crusaders, thanks for watching the first on YouTube. If you want more, like, subscribe. We got plenty.